me to change, they want me to change, but I ain't changing. Nah, I remain the same.
And you are now tuned into another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio, brought to you by M3S3 Clothing, Men Make Moves and Suckers Stand Still, and as always on the mighty Nerd DJs Radio Network. You already know, man. Week after week, shit, we're doing 3 and 4 a week now. Legends only, and today is absolutely no exception. Man, we got Richard Carter Jr. in the building, and if you are unaware, he is the son of Maserati Rick. And for my generation, Rick was one of them ones. I'm sorry, Maserati Rick was one of them ones. And it's 35 years later since he passed, and we still talking about him. That tells you how legendary this man's father was. Let me get him to the show real quick. What's going on, bro?
What's going on? How you doing, man? Like that introduction, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Oh shit, man, yo, like I grew up on 7 Mile.
7 Mile.
Yeah.
7 Mile.
So first off, I didn't know your pops owned that car wash.
On the west side?
Yeah.
Now with that, I'm not 100% sure he owned that car wash. Because from my understanding, his car wash was on the east side. Because, everybody was like, what he was doing on the west side, they ain't really his neighborhood, his area.
Hey, I'm sorry to cut you off, but for some reason your video is just not what it was when we before the show. It's messing up.
Right. What happened? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's just like you kind of like going in slow motion.
Oh, it's lagging or something. It's probably lagging.
It is. Yeah.
Okay, that's probably what it is. Okay.
Which is wild.
Is it hot? Is it? Do I need to move the camera?
Hold on. I took you off and then put you back on, and actually, that might have helped a little bit.
Okay.
And if not, it ain't nothing big. It's not the first time it happened. We'll just have you call right back up, and that usually resolves it.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. And for those people who don't know, I think we are gonna have you call back in because I want to make sure that once we get started into what happened, that I don't have to interrupt you.
Okay, gotcha. So you want to? Why do I hit leave, and then come join back again?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm about to do it now.
All right, bet. And I do apologize for the technical difficulties. However, that is not my fault. Blame StreamYard, not your boy. But I'd like to make sure that my guests are seen in their best light. And make sure that, when we play it back, I don't have to like eliminate them or some shit like that. That's a lot better. Yes, that we are perfect.
Okay, we good to go for sure.
We're good to go. All right, so 35 years ago, what, September? I want to say September the 10th.
Yep, 12, 10. Well, the 10th is when the
10th is when it jumped off.
Yep.
So your pops pulls up. First off, let me set the scene for people. Like this car wash was notorious for ballers. Like this was one of those car washes where if you was getting money in Detroit, especially on the west side, this the car wash you went to. That being said, I would have never went to that car wash if I was getting money because a lot of shit used to jump off at that car wash.
Right.
Okay. So let's start right there. What happened to your father, Maserati Rick, at that car wash?
Well, I guess I'm gonna say allegedly. Allegedly he was into it with some guys, and they had a shootout in broad daylight, basically in the middle of 7 Mile, bro. Pop shot the dude. They shot each other, and they both ended up at different hospitals. My old dude got shot in the stomach, I believe, and the other guy, I'm not really sure. As far as his bodily harm or all that, I don't know the details on that, but they ended up at different hospitals, and 2 days later, someone came in and, basically finished the job, as they would say, assassinated or whatever, in his hospital bed.
Which up until that time in Detroit had never happened before.
Nowhere. nowhere in the world, not even in the Italian mafia. And they're known for notorious, bombings and all type of hits. Just brazen hits. But even then, in that era, they haven't even done nothing, to that level of violence, I guess, to get at somebody, or whatever you want to call it. So they
And
must have, that they must have wanted him bad. We're gonna go back in hospital in the middle of the day. So
yeah, and this is like I did my internet research, and again allegedly, him and a brother named Big Ed got into it, and this has been a consistent story uh, throughout everything I've seen. They
right.
popped each other, like you said. They ended up in different
Well,
hospitals.
don't mean to cut you off, but Big Ed wasn't the person he got into a shootout with.
It wasn't.
From allegedly, you know what I'm saying, from the story that I've heard from recently, I saw they got an interview on the individual. I'm not gonna say his name, even though it's all public information. It's public anyway. This particular person name is Logic Parker, and I listened to a phone interview he did recently. Um, and he was speaking about the whole situation and how that incident went down and his involvement as
Mm-hmm.
well. And the part he played or whatever, from his mouth, he said it like, they got in the shootout, and the way he described it, how people describe a situation,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, if you went to it with a guy, you know, basically what I'm saying is he wasn't disrespectful in regards to, he was like, yeah, my main man Rick shot me, I shot him, we ended up in different hospitals, and this is what he said. My main man, he was like, Rick was a cool dude, but in the streets, he was doing his job. He was a soldier
Right.
for this Big Ed guy. Even, he was allegedly, you know, he didn't say nothing disrespectful out the way. And I guess I wanted to hear that side of it because I heard every side of that story, even though
Mm-hmm.
it don't matter. Honestly, like, I don't care who did it. Nobody got charged with it. He said they tried to give him 6 years for that. He beat it. Um, and he's still in prison right now. So that's still an open case as far as the whole hospital situation. Um, to this day, like I said, that's still an open case. So nobody really said they did it. Like even this Nate Boone character, he on a bunch of interviews saying, his alleged involvement and what he did or whatever. But, you know,
Like being from that time, like like especially back then, the east side of Detroit and the west side of Detroit was generally stayed to themselves. Like the ballers from each side would meet at clubs or whatnot, or behind the scenes. The regular folks like myself, at least I was regular at the time. The regular folks like
mm-hmm.
myself didn't really see the east side niggas that was really getting money, and niggas on the east
Right.
side didn't really see the west side niggas that was getting money.
Unless they was on the west side hanging
Unless
out.
they was exactly. But the best friends had a reputation, and Maserati Rick had a reputation that was all around the city. Like they had transcended they side, and niggas was like the average citizen was scared of best friends. Them niggas was like the boogeyman.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so when you start listening to all the stories and you realize that they was working for him,
Right.
it's a situation where you can only pay Satan to do so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And from what it sounded like what Nate Boone was, and I also saw Eddie Jackson Jr. today, who said
Okay.
a whole different name about who went in the hospital. But Nate Boone was basically like, look, I've seen him a couple of different times. One time I was kind of there, but I wasn't there. Somebody paid me to look the other way. The second time, the one I saw today was, well, I was in the parking lot and so came down and just told me it was resolved. Put it that way.
Right. And then they showed him at the funeral. I saw some footage of him at the funeral. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. You know.
And he said that he was unaware that they was, that wasn't really a, that wasn't a social media age. So
Right.
most people wasn't rolling around videotaping funerals and shit like that. Because he was like, if I'd have known they was videotaping, and I seen him say this, if I'd have known they was videotaping, I'd have had my hoodie on and kind of, been incognito.
Right. I seen that. Yeah.
How old were you when your pops got murdered?
Um, I was born 1986, September 18th, 1986. Uh, he was killed September the 12th, 1988.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm sorry, man. It's just what happened with your mom's after this?
Um, well, her situation was in no relation. It was it was not related to my father, but it was still drug related. If you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like her sentence was still drug related. She did 19 years for drugs. She was involved with another guy. Um, this was way after my dad. You know what I'm saying? So this was like we talking from what 2002 when she caught that case, something like that. So it was way after.
And I'm not gonna lie, the audio, I mean, the video is still fucking up, but the audio is perfect. We'll roll with it.
Okay.
Um, yo, so you basically grew up without both your parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
What type of what type of effect did that have on you?
Um, she went to prison. Like I was a junior in high school. I was going to Mumford High School on the west side. Um, and it was just so crazy, bro. Like I remember, cause I was there. When they came in the house or whatever. Bro, I went to
Mm-hmm.
school the next day. Man, I went to school the next day. Like nothing happened. It was
Really?
weird. Yeah, I went to school the next day, bro. I drove my mama car. She had like a little gold Honda, like baby boy, one of them joints. You know what I'm saying? I drove her car to school, and then I went over my brother's house. That's where I went, but I went to school from over there. I went to my brother house, which is my
Mm-hmm.
dad, other son. Uh, I went over there and then went to school from over there. But I was just, I don't know. It happened so fast, man. It was a lot. It was a lot, to take in. What I'm gonna do now. I gotta grow up. I gotta, fend for myself, basically. So it was one of them things. It's time to, step it up.
You ever
Still
get
gotta go. Still gotta get up and go to school and do the regular stuff.
were you angry with them at some point?
My parents.
Yeah.
Um, I think I ain't even really stopped and think about that then. I, I I think them feelings just ain't start hitting me till now, recently.
Okay.
And my mom, she been home almost 2 years now. So that's another thing. Like, me and her we not speaking because of, I'ma just say, like, my father, I guess. I don't know what her issue is. Honestly, I'm gonna be this, you know what I'm saying? I've been trying to figure that out. But yeah, she came home. Um, I guess she was supposed to have got pardoned with, white boy Rick did a thing, but even I don't even know how that situation, how that came about. She came home. It happened. Didn't hear from her till like March, 2 months later, and we trying to get some understanding. That's what
Okay.
I'm saying. Because it was a lot of misunderstanding to the point, she's been having an issue with me because it was a situation came up with her case where I was called as like a witness,
Like a
and
character witness.
yeah,
Okay.
um, in 2017, and I guess my sister was called and my other sister was called, and of course, it was a affidavit that we signed some years prior, and we all had different affidavits.
Okay.
And this is what I'm was trying to explain to. I, I think my sister. She was saying, "Well, you ain't go to court. It was supposed to be to talk about her lawyer was she had like a dirty lawyer or whatever, but that was never the case. My affidavit was stating that the individual that she was, holding these drugs for, she wanted me to basically say that he was abusing her, he put drugs in my room, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, and also the main thing was she was placing me there in the house while the drugs were supposed to be brought in the house. You see what I'm saying? Like, who was she was asking me like who was there, what they say to you, and I wasn't even there. I wasn't even at the house that time. So like, it's been a whole issue because I didn't go to court, and basically, like I said, she wanted me to, be a witness on that situation, and I said no. So her, I guess, to get me to riled up to do it,
Mm-hmm.
she said, "Well, he has something to do with your daddy getting killed." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Can you
Wow.
hear me? How's my sound? Can you hear me?
It's fucking up slightly.
Right, right, right. Yeah, I ain't know. I could put
Um,
my headphones on though, and because it could really get a clear sound.
yeah, that might work.
Yeah, let me
Yo,
put this.
bro, like this the shit I didn't hear at all, man.
Yeah,
Like,
this just happened last. This new. This is because I don't. I'm sorry. Hold on.
damn,
All
bro.
right,
Like I,
can you hear me now? It should
yeah,
be good. Look, okay, bet that's better.
yeah, that's a lot. The audio is a lot better.
Cool, cool. So yeah, man, like, and so like I said, we did that. She came home. We trying to make a relationship, but it just didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Now we had a situation also where Boosie reached out, Lil Boosie the rapper. He reached out and was interested in doing, I guess the Maserati Rick story, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And came to Detroit, met with my mom. Didn't have a conversation with me personally. I never spoke to him about nothing for real. And he left. And after that, my mom would just start acting weird, bro. You know what I'm saying? Boosie, I don't know. I was trying to. I guess they were trying to, put a situation together. Um, that's pretty much, And the last conversation me and my mama had, I been hit her on the FaceTime, and it was a weird exchange, bro. You familiar with Demetrius Holloway?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I'm gonna address this because like my sister think I'm lying that me and my mama had this conversation on FaceTime. Like, why would I lie about that? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But this the last thing my mama said to me on the phone FaceTime, bro. And we on FaceTime. I'm just trying to see, what's good, checking on her, that whole thing. And I don't even remember what we was talking about, bro. It just led to her. She just was like, you know how somebody say something to you and you be like, man, you not yourself. It's not,
Right.
it was one of them things. And we on FaceTime. And she just was like, Demetrius Holloway, your daddy, go change your name, bitch. Like it was way more over the top than how I did it. It was like, Demetrius Holloway, your daddy, go change your name, bitch, and hung up on FaceTime, bro. And I ain't heard from her since. That was a year ago, bro. I ain't heard nothing from her since, dog. So
Are
I
you?
don't know. Hey man, and my sister gonna say, "Oh, you lying? That conversation never happened, man." Okay, I still don't believe it, bro. I'm still trying to figure out, like, now why would she say that, bro? Like, why would she say that? Like, come on, man.
When you go down the rabbit hole a little bit on YouTube,
It's deep. I know Eddie Jackson Jr. put some stuff out there that's like, You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the Holloway family, man. All the Holloway kids, I'm cool with them. We've been talking. You know, we got something in the works. Um, yeah, man. So that whole shit with my mama just been crazy. Like I said, I haven't heard from her. That was the last conversation we had. So I just been trying to move forward. You know, get my peace back because she broke my peace with that. You know, I was sick for days. I couldn't eat. I was really like, damn, what's wrong with her? Like, why she do me like that? You feel me? I was really feeling, you know, at my lowest of lows. You know what I'm
Have
saying?
you
Type
considered looking into it?
to her with her.
No, what she
Uh,
said.
what is it to look into? That's crazy. I ain't got to look into that.
Okay.
She need to look into herself, within, and why did she say that? But I'm not about to question it. I'm not even. It's one of them things like you know how people you hold your parents at such high standards and high regards, and you kind of just let stuff slide, and
Yeah.
I'm not about to make no excuse for her, man, because she went to prison and this, that, and the third, and all this and whatever. You know, these was her choices at the end of the day. You know, she tried to involve me in that situation where I didn't feel like, you know, I needed to be involved in. I was a kid. And, you know, if you holding a grudge towards me because of something that happened with my father, that's crazy because for you to say that, where did that even come from? You know what I'm saying? You know that ain't, you know Demetrius ain't my daddy. Like, and I'm like, you know, where are you at in your mind to say that to your son at 36 years old?
So I'm curious, what's your relationship with your grandparents?
My father's mother passed away in 2005. My mother's mother, we don't really, we ain't talk, we don't got no relationship, and that's really it. You know, grandparents, no elders. My grandfather passed away like in '08. My mother's father, and that's about it. Just been me and you know that's it. Man, we don't got a bunch of cousins on my mom's side. All my cousins are on my father's side. On my uncle Clyde got a bunch of kids. He got about 13 kids, something like that. He got so
So at 15, you literally is on your own.
yeah. Essentially, yeah. You know, I had my two sisters. We all was in the same household still, and the guy who she caught this case, you know, for, he still was taking care of us, bro. He ain't never stopped answering that phone. You know, he made sure my mama had a lawyer, the best lawyer, Steve Fishman. She had great representation. She had a situation where she actually fired the lawyer, and they had a, you know, a situation, and she ended. That's why she ended up getting the time she got because she tried to get her own representation, you know what I'm saying, go
Yeah.
her own way of doing it. And you know,
It didn't work.
she went from having a $50,000 lawyer, which was Steve Fishman. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know, you know, his reputation, and he was, you know, known for, you know, being Demetrius Holloway and my father's lawyer back in the day also. So she probably would have still did some time, but she wouldn't have got 20 years. And she caught this case at a time where um the guidelines for this 650 gram law, it just she just had like got caught under these guidelines, and Oakland County sheriffs, her case was Oakland County, this was a state case, it wasn't a federal case, so that's another reason why she got so much time, and she took it to trial and lost.
Oh.
They found 3.5 birds in there, they found two compressors, a 9 millimeter and a sawed-off shotgun. They ain't find no money in there. So, you know, all this is
Yeah, but
public
they
information.
had tools and work, basically,
Yeah, yeah,
and straps. Like that's the
yeah.
trifecta. Or you about to do some real serious time.
Now, mind you, it's kids, it's babies in this house. I'm just, yeah, just you know, because everybody keep talking about, you know, my mama, my mama. This is her household. That this is happening up under. So you got kids, you got grandkids, you got guns, you got drugs, and we on Apple bro. We in the hood still. We on Apple and between 7 and 8 Mile over there in that area. So of course, around this time, Oakland County sheriffs, many people probably don't know, but they had jurisdiction up until 7 Mile legally at this particular time. So that's why Oakland County sheriffs was able to come in and do what they did. Also, people don't know that
I didn't know. I
uh,
need to.
it was
But
a situation.
your audio kind of fucking up a little bit.
Oh,
All
can
right.
you hear me? it was a
Yeah,
situation where basically somebody told, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
okay,
a
yeah.
cop's brother told, gave up the house, gave up some other information, this, that, and the third. So that's how all that happened.
All right. Hold
You
on one
know,
second too. Hold on. Yeah, because it's just it's giving me like not an echo, but it's like just like somebody tapping or some shit.
gotcha. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, it's still doing that shit though. I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on with that. Sometimes it just fucks up, bro. It
Right,
may not
right.
just be may not be you. And so I'm gonna have you come back out and come out and come back in. I'm sorry for the interruptions.
No, you good. I know where I'm at. I know where I'm at in my head. So do it right now.
Yeah,
All right, but
yeah. Again, I do apologize, but yo, wow, this shit is man. Like this really should be. You know, I hope somebody sees this that's in the game, and got kids because like and I was just telling people, I hope somebody sees this that's in the game and has kids, because when people out there doing their thing and they got kids, they look at the shit they can buy their kids and the lifestyle that they can provide, but that shit is temporary. Ain't too many people that's actually retiring from selling dope.
right. Uh not without having to watch they back and all that, that type of stuff. Um where was I? Oh yeah, yeah, just at this time, like I said, a cop's brother is the person who's supposed to have like told or whatever.
Mm.
Um and like when it came to, the trial, like this, I don't even remember seeing the guy or whatever who showed up. Uh but she they gave her 20 to 40 plus 2 to 5 for the guns or whatever. Uh she didn't. That was it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Really wasn't much she could do. She took it to trial and lost. So that's why she got the maximum of that. What she got. Like I said, she did 19 years. Her release was supposed to be 2023. And like I said, with the whole white boy Rick situation, as far as him helping her getting pardoned, I'm not even sure how that worked because her case was a state case, not federal. And she did 98% of the time, basically. She did 19 years. She only had maybe what, 6 more months to go. So, of course, I kind of got an issue with that. Like, why you messing with white boy Rick? My old dude ain't messing with him. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't understand that part of it.
So wait a minute, cause the internet streets said that at some point, White Boy Rick and Maserati Rick had some dealings together.
Right, the internet streets. You used the perfect word because wasn't none of them people there. That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? He was around and he hung around, but I don't think they was doing business together. That don't even come on. You know what I'm saying? They probably was in the same hung out, but they wasn't. Nah, I know that. I didn't heard interviews with White Boy Rick,
Mm.
and from what he was saying, he was more so cool with Demetrius, and he got to talking a little crazy about my old dude. But so that's why I don't really care for dude like that. Like White Boy Rick, bro. Like, get out of here, man. So I don't know what his relationship is with my mother. I don't got nothing to do with that. I just stay out of it. Ain't my business for real. But she been acting weird since she came home, and
So
that's it.
at what point as an adult did you decide, okay, you know what, I kind of want to find out for myself what happened as much as I can.
So when I found out, so like me growing up, bro, I didn't know about Maserati Rick,
Okay.
like that aspect of my father. I didn't know who that was. I just seen pictures and I got his name. I probably didn't look like him too much back then, but when I started hanging around my brother, and I don't know if you remember Street Life. Street Life documentary that came out back in the day? If you
I didn't
remember that
see it, but
docu,
I heard of it.
so this was the first. This was like the introduction to me finding out about who my dad was or whatever. So at the end of this documentary, I see a picture in the article. You know, Richard Carter, da 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 da, shot in the hospital. You know, this that and the third, and I'm even then I'm like in the eighth grade. And then I go over my brother's house, and he like, man, you don't know who. You need to know if anything. You got his name. You looking like him and everything. So he pulled out the Detroit Almanac, showed me the article in there, and he had like an airbrush T-shirt with Pop's face on there. He was like fit. We the same age, so he was kind of repping the name. Then I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
So even through high school and during high school, it still what we wasn't like. I wasn't like actively pursuing, trying to figure it out, like what was going on, and about my dad. I would ask ask around, but it wasn't like I was trying to do a movie or a documentary or nothing at this time. That didn't come later to like 2007, maybe eight. Um, and going back to high school, like I said, my father had another son, my brother Kevin, and he actually passed away in 2003 in a car
Damn.
accident.
Mm.
Uh, Also, and that's crazy. You remember like the date my dad died or whatever? Because my brother died the same day, September the 12th, in the same hospital too. It was in a
Oh,
car accident. So yeah, so that's when I was like, dang, he know that date. I know it too, bro. You feel me?
yo, bruh, like,
A lot of people don't know that. They just they be like, man, but yeah, that happened the same day. Yep, same exact day.
and literally, like, Demetrius Holloway was murdered a couple of years after, right? I want to say, which store was that downtown? In front of a store.
The Broadway was inside the Broadway downtown Broadway shoe store.
Like, everybody in that circle either went to prison or got killed that I can
Yep.
think of.
Or
Except
they,
for, White Boy Rick, if you, whatever,
yeah, or they, yep, or
and actually he went to prison too.
right? They out here trying to get their life back, man, and get. I don't know, I just even with that situation though, like I don't know him personally, but he home. Same thing with my mama. Like I feel like she home. I don't know whatever her grudge is with whoever. She need to let it go. That's really it. Like at the end of the day, like I had to step back and look. The dude asked me, Juice asked me on the interview, he was like, "Is it something that you did?" You know what I'm saying? I was, trying to figure that out, but I'm like, "Nah, bro. I've been doing, I graduated high school, and I've been trying to do the right thing. I ain't never tried to jump off in those streets for real, none of that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's just, I'm not on that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be Maserati Rick. I ain't
I
on that, bro.
understand. You know what? Some people.
I can't put that on no job application and get the job. Like, yeah, bro. Hey, did you know? Hey, you know who my daddy is, right? You know what I'm saying? Let me get that job, bro. It's like, no.
You'd be
But that shit
surprised.
has come up at jobs, bro. It has come up at workplaces, and it has come up. I had a situation where one of the homies brought that shit up to somebody at work, and my supervisor came up to me and had said something to me one day. Look, I just was like, cool, you know what I'm saying? The nigga still fired me though, because I was asleep one day, but I was working at Ajax. I was working at Ajax on grass shit, man, on grass shit down there at Ajax Metal. I got fired, man. That nigga called me sleep. I was asleep on the high low. Shit. I was out
You
of
know what?
there.
I didn't hear not one person say a negative thing about him, about your
Nah,
pops.
I ain't really heard nothing too much. Even the Logic Parker dude, who you feel me, who supposed they had beef. Only person I probably would say something is Big Ed. You feel me? But I even had a encounter with Big Ed's son.
Really? How'd that go?
Bro, cool, man. It was so crazy. It was so crazy because um one of my homies knew him. Like they cool. That's they, you know what I'm saying? That's his homie. They got that's his dog, you feel me? So we all hanging out for one of the homies' birthday in Atlanta. They come down there. I didn't even know. It was probably like a whole day went by before bro said something to me like, "Hey man, you know whose son that is? That's son and son." So we just was kicking it and just kicking it on some, you feel me, regular stuff. We ain't even bring up nothing about our old dude for real. Like I don't remember us having a conversation about that. We really was just kicking it, bro. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? Smoking. We went out to the mall, stuff like that. Regular shit. We ain't. Yeah, that was it. But yeah, dude, cool. You feel me? You know, he rap. I think he do music and stuff still. I think I don't know. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man. Lil Ghost, best friends, Ghost Brown Jr. That's my homie. You know what I'm saying? That's cuz, that's fam. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with him. We kick it. You know, whenever we can get up with each other. But yeah, as far as like the kids and you know of all these street figures, like I know a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
Chambers, Larry Chambers, son. That's my homie.
Really?
T Stucky. I know little T Stucky Jr. That's my homie. You know what I'm saying? We actually got some stuff we working on. I just was featured in a series he just wrote and produced and directed. Basically, himself called Territory coming out soon. So yeah, we got an album, Sons of the Game, a project we working on. We've been working on for a minute. It's gonna be crazy. Sons of the Game. Basically, it's the name speak for itself. Um, we gonna be talk about the offspring of these. We all sons of the game though. Even my pops was he learned from somebody. He learned that Demetrius and them too. They sons of that game, that dope game. They sons of that game. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, they say them niggas had 100 bodies.
Yeah.
100
See,
fucking bodies, nigga. Like I
say
was like, and I I grew up in the YBI era too, and I'm
that's what
sure
they
them niggas.
and that's probably what they can account of what they can count. They don't think of the ones that's unsolved and closed cases, and you know what I'm saying.
Man,
That's just what they think they can. It's probably way more than that. You never know. I don't know, but even that could be exaggerated. Like, come on, man.
nigga, 100 is like
That
that's
is
a
a
lot.
you're a serial killer at that point, bro. What? Come on, that's
That's
serial
nigga, that's
killer.
a bomb blowing up.
Yeah, that's you know what I'm saying. That's one of those type of situations, man.
Has it benefited you in any shape, fashion, or form?
Uh, no, I ain't made no money. um,
I'm sorry to laugh, bro.
like nah. It's just I mean, I met some cool people, um, cool people along the way, but beneficial wise, it's a gift and a curse because it's like, you know, I, it's, you know, I've been in situations where people did find. Oh, I ain't gonna say they. Well, I would say they didn't prejudge me, but kind of because it's like, oh, you come from this background and your parents is in this situation. What you doing? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Is you in the streets or whatever, whatever. So they probably assume that, but instantly once they talk to me and see how I interact, communicate, how I'm talking, I'm not of that lifestyle. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't really get you know too much about being his son, like nothing negative or whatever. It's just did he really have all that money? Did he really have a Maserati? It just be stuff like that, and where all the money at? Where the jury at? And stuff like that. So pretty much it be it's and I done had people people be like, man, if that was my daddy, man, I'd be out here with the plug, man. I know you got the plug, bro. Like, well, man, nah, bro. I'd be like, the plug for real.
Um, most
That's what
people would
y'all
assume
think.
that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, most people would assume that because both your parents was in the game.
They think I just came like John Gotti Jr. and just, all right, I'm taking over the family business. This ain't no movie, man. Man, nah, I want to get as far away from that as possible, bro.
And
Nothing
that,
good
you know
coming
what,
out of
that
that, man.
it's kind of like a, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but let's say your parent is an alcoholic and you got multiple siblings. You'll have
Right.
one sibling that's an alcoholic. And then you may, like, I read something today, somebody's father was an alcoholic and they had three kids. And one of them, yep, was an alcoholic, but the other two never drank.
Right.
You know,
Somebody
you
gonna pick up the traits and be
exactly.
be worse than the parent. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like my dad never they never smoked, never drink. Stayed in shape. You know, he was a boxer first. And a lot of people, this is another thing why I'll be trying to, people be so just that's the first thing they want to hear. Maserati Rick. They don't know about he he became Maserati Rick later. You know, they don't know about previous when he was a crunk fighter, and you know what I'm saying. He was Richard Carter, the crunk fighter first. Speaking, that's perfect. Bam. What I just let me grab the bag real quick.
And why you do that? Like, if I remember correctly, like he grew up in the same neighborhood as Thomas Hearns.
Tommy Hearns, man, come
Yeah,
on.
the hitman. Come on now.
Tommy Hitman Hearns. How you? Oh, okay. Bam. This bag older than me. This from the '70s, bro.
Oh, that's a
This
Emmanuel
the this
Stewart type
this
shit right
this
there.
is the original crunk. This one of the original. This Richard Carter. You know what I'm saying? They ain't handing these out, bro. You ain't just finna get one just cause you know. This, this is really Detroit history. This is a piece of the crunk gym, and they closed down the original one. I think they still got a facility in Westland. So I even did so that just brought me to get to doing my merch. I got where this hoodie at? Okay, bam, I got the hoodie right here. See, I got the I got the merch, the Maserati Rick collection. So I did a hoodie. I did a crunk joint.
Oh, that's fire right there, bro. What
Hold on.
if I want to buy one of those? Where would I get that?
Oh, you can hit me up, man. I make them, ship them. I make them and ship them. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
For the like people that.
Maserati Rick collection. Oh. Here's the big thing right here. The
But hold on,
box.
now. Like if somebody just a random person sees this and wants to cop something from you, how they go about doing? How they get in touch with you?
Well, for right now, Instagram. I'm getting the website and everything set up, and but for right now, definitely you can direct contact me on Instagram, at Maserati Rick Collection, or at 1MRJR 731. That's my personal page, and then my clothes with the merchandise is at Maserati Rick Collection,
Okay.
Instagram. But this right here this is the collection box, the Maserati Rick collection box, and this will have um some merch in there, a hoodie, a t-shirt, a hat. I'm redoing my father's obituary as well. And I have his boxing management card and his car wash card. I'm gonna redo those cards. It's gonna be like a memorabilia box. Um, so you're gonna get that. I'm gonna do coffee mug, a pair of socks with Maserati Rick socks, t-shirt, coffee mug. Um, oh, ah, Maserati Rick cannabis. All my weed smokers out there, boy, yeah, we got something coming too. You know what I'm saying? Brought to you by North Coast, Michigan made cannabis. Yeah, man, we putting something together. Definitely.
Yo, just
Be
and I live in Ohio now.
Oh, that's it's coming there. It's gonna be
Yeah,
there.
I was just about to say they just passed the recreational law.
Yep. I got a homie in Ohio that got a coffee shop too. I'm trying to get the Maserati Rick coffee or something going. That's
Yo,
why
you
I'm
got
doing coffee. That's why I'm doing coffee mugs, because I like coffee. I like coffee and weed kind of go together. So like
yeah they do.
this box is gonna be like, so when we drop this movie, this Maserati Rick Demetrius Holloway story, this box will be available. And I want you to smoke this weed with this box, and you got this merch. Oh, it's gonna have a Maserati Rick rolling kit, also a lighter with a tray and stuff like that, rolling tray, and we're gonna do I'm gonna let y'all know about the strand. This I ain't gonna speak on that. It's still kind of in development. You know, with the cannabis, it's a whole
Yeah, it's a whole
it's
process.
more it's a process. So I'm trying
Yeah.
to figure out, you know, everybody doing 3 5s in the bag. I'm trying to figure out something different. They got this product called a Canagar, man. I might do a Canagar for my real people that really, you know, is in the
Man, what the
cannabis.
hell is that?
It's a Canagar. So basically, if it's for people that's familiar with rosin,
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
it's concentrate, you know what I'm saying? So this is basically like they did a Canagar for they get a, they, my, the company did a Canagar recently, and it was like maybe 7 grams of flour in there, and it was maybe a gram of rosin, and it was wrapped in banana paper, and it's literally it's like a cigar, so it's burned for maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours or whatever, and
Jeez.
this like pure THC. You know what I'm saying? People be talking about they want the loud, they want the best weed. Listen, it don't get no better than rosin. People be thinking this no, this is the purest form, medical, it's medicine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This is
man.
the purest form of it that you can get. So
I'm glad my days is over with that shit, man. I can't fuck with y'all
yeah,
young niggas, man. That's just
no,
ridiculous,
but
man. It's
then
too
look,
much.
see people. A lot of people is people don't know the difference between a lot of people getting this GMO. They're not even
Yeah.
getting organic. They're not even getting organic flour. So that's what will turn somebody that's used to the old type of weed. That's how I feel. I be like, bro, what is all this new shit? You know what I'm saying? One of my homies from Flint. He about 47. We be talking about all. We be like, bro, this ain't the same weed that
No, nigga.
we
I
grew up
prefer. I
on,
want to.
bro.
At this point, well,
Take me
it's
back
been
to
some
'03.
years,
Yeah,
but
take
shit,
me
man.
back
Like,
to the 2000s, man.
where the
That's how I
seeds
feel.
at, nigga? Like, I'm sorry.
It's GMO. You know, you might get some organic, but a real smoker, you gonna know the difference. You gonna taste the difference and all that. You know what I'm saying? So you know, take me back to the Reggie. You know what I'm saying? It's like no, the Reggies.
Let me ask you this: are you tired of talking about pops
No,
in
you know
every
what?
interview?
Nope. Because I feel like this. At first, it was like you know. I mean, why y'all always want to talk about that? Let's talk about you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, I feel like it don't get talked about enough. You know, because the impact, the influence, the aesthetics that he set back in the day was uh it was you know, he set the bar for the level of fashion that he was bringing to this shit, the cars, um all of that, bro. Like, yeah, it's a conversation, even though, yeah, we talking about the street, but they love the street shit. That's why BMF is doing so well as far as they presentation and they roll out. People want to hear it. You know, they want to hear these type of stories. And, you know, shout out to the whole BMF because they did mention Pops on there on a couple episodes. I wish I could have reached out, you know what I'm saying? Got me involved a little bit. But, uh, you know, I feel like street guys influenced the industry, even back then. It go hand in hand. Um,
Yeah,
so I feel like yeah, we gonna have to talk about it because he influenced how rappers dress today. He influenced how drug dealers dressed back then, wearing suits. They wasn't just pulling up in jeans and t-shirts, and how they, you know, he brought a standard.
niggas brought
Businessman,
Gators to
Gators. Him
niggas
and Demetrius was
turned Detroit into the Gator capital.
literally like it's really, you know, a lot of people be thinking like him and Demetrius like they just popped out and they just was selling drugs. No, man, that was a they, you know, to me, this how I think they was like hustling ass player type cats back then, bro. They was too light skinned. Meech was a yellow nigga, man. Them niggas was terrible back then, bro. I could just imagine how it was back then. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Like they just was it was like dynamic duo situation, bro. You couldn't they was like undefeated type shit. They got the money, they got the looks, they got the crew, you know.
It had to be something. Like I've like I've been in some clubs, and I'm just a regular. Well, I'm doing all right, but I was
Right.
there's levels to shit, and I was not even approaching them niggas level. And then you see them type of cats, you think niggas buying out sections now, you
Right.
know, or you think niggas got cars now. Like the level of ostentatious back then, especially when Belle Isle was popping.
And they was
Oh,
young, and they was
nigga,
young back then. They was young guys back then. They wasn't, you know, they was still in their mid 20s, getting all this millions of dollars and having all this businesses and responsibilities. Man, they was kids basically. So they thought it was gonna last forever, just like anybody else in that life. They thought it's going. They think that money ain't gonna never end, man. To the feds or the
man,
something
but it
happen.
does,
You know.
man. Because I was in 11th grade when that shit jumped off, when your pops got shot.
Mm.
And nigga, that shit like everything from like it was hood lore. Like we all knew about this shit. We knew about it, but we didn't know about it. But them niggas had got shot at that car wash before. Niggas got shot at that
Right.
car wash after. But we never heard a story like Maserati Ricks. And
So
then
that was
when that nigga got buried in a car.
and saying the Benz.
Oh my god, bro! Like
Is
that
that
shit, niggas was like, "What? Oh hell no!" Niggas was like, "Oh, that shit got to cost 50 bands, $50,000." You
say
know,
something?
it was just like it was in a hood way. He was a superhero, which is
Right.
unfortunate
A
that
ghetto
yeah,
hero for sure.
it's unfortunate that we looked up to somebody under those circumstances. But on the other hand, it's like he was somebody we all felt like we could work to attain.
If he would have did anything different, he probably would have been like good at whatever he did. But I feel like he had an a game plan to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Get out of the drugs and get into this boxing world. I really, in my, that's what I believe. Like he was trying to make that transition, but it was too late. He was managing, and he already was, because he couldn't box. I mean, he could box, but he had. See, a lot of people don't even know this. My pops had a metal plate in his head, bro. So he couldn't box for real because of that. Medical, you know what I'm saying?
How you get
So
a metal plate in his head?
it was a situation happened when he was a kid, bro. I don't even got all the like the full details. It was just something happened when he was a kid, man. And like I see, he had a metal plate in his head because a lot of people don't know when they came in the hospital and shot him in the hospital. He got shot twice in the face, here and like here around the nose. You know what I'm saying? So that first one didn't go through that plate. You know what I'm saying? So he had to shoot him again. But yeah, people didn't even know he had a metal plate in his head, like on the left side or something like that. Um, so I feel like he was trying to make that transition and get into this whole boxing management thing and stuff like that. Cause who? But then when you in that life though, when you in too deep, you really can't get out.
Yeah, yeah,
And then you dealing with these Colombians, whoever, they ain't letting you go. That man, yeah, right. You bringing me all this money, blood in, blood out.
yeah. I never understood the want to be at the top of the food chain. Like me personally, if I'm in that life, I'm cool. I'm gonna sell this bird, and that's all I'm gonna do. Make a couple hundred.
I'm
I'm gonna
if you
repeatedly
grew up
just
if you grew up poor, how they did, I think that's what make you do that. When you seeing everybody else getting all this money, it's like, dang, do I want to go here and go work at the plant? Cause that what was thrive. That was what the thriving industry then. So you either was working at the factories or You in the streets.
No, actually, I had a cousin, rest his soul.
Oh, unless
They
you was
did,
like in
they,
the entertainment or something, or you just
no,
was
no, no. He was the plug in the plant.
oh yeah. That too. That was a whole nother world outside. The plant was the streets, inside of the
Inside the
streets.
streets. Yeah,
Yeah, for real, for real. That's a
yeah.
whole nother world in there. It was a more controlled environment in there though too.
And you ain't got to worry about, ain't nobody about to show up to the plant trying to
Yeah,
shoot you.
yeah. It's
You know,
organized. It's organized up in here a little bit.
man, and like he died he died a regular death. There was no
Right.
violence or nothing involved. He died
Yeah.
rich.
Yeah. That's how it be.
So, and I'm not giving no, I'm not trying to get nobody no ideas out there. I'm sorry if you took it that way.
Right.
Uh, before we go, because I know we ain't got too much longer, but is there anything that you want to leave with people?
Uh, go watch Diamond Girls on Tubi. Cain and Abel on Tubi. I'm in both of those films. Go check the album out. Apple Music, September. Y'all hit me up if y'all want the Maserati Rick Collection merch. Follow me. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel Maserati Rick Jr. Go check out that um Maserati Rick Collection, man. Come shop with me, man. Get some memorabilia. It's coming directly from me, so you ain't getting it from a third person party. It's coming direct from these hands to y'all, so it's more. It's gonna mean a little more. You know what I'm saying? Going in. If y'all mess with Maserati Rick and y'all want to represent the legacy with me, man, in a positive way, because that's what we doing. Come on, man, and keep tuning in to the show, man. I enjoyed the conversation, for real, for real. Shoot, man. Any questions? You know what I'm saying? Any questions? Like I said, you could have asked me. I got some music out there too. I said the music, so yeah, you good. I said the music.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yo, I'm just kind of who'd you do the movies? I mean the Tubi shows with.
So Diamond Girls is a interesting project because initially, shout out to Joe Smith, Millionaire Joe on Instagram. Joe Smith is the writer of this Diamond Girls project. Initially, it was a play. So I started acting in 2017, and I was cast to play the role of Tino in Diamond Girls, the stage play.
Hmm.
So Diamond Girls initially is a story based on the women of these street guys and what they go through. And my mother was actually featured on the documentary, Diamond Girls documentary. So he got me involved in the stage play, Joe Smith, and then later, a few years later, they came to do the Diamond Girls film, and I came to play the character Tino on Diamond Girls the film. And that was my second film. My first film was Cain and Abel on
Okay.
Tubi. And I played the character of Chance on there. And that's Diamond Girls is crazy. Cain and Abel crazy. You know what I'm saying? This territory with T Stucky gonna be crazy. I played my character named Tommy on there. I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? Um, got a documentary coming. Uh, yeah, man. And what else? We got a show. We supposed to be doing a show. I'm not sure if I can speak on it, but I can because so there's been a development of a show called Growing Up in the Game, aka Crime Boss Kids, and it's supposed to be produced by Judge Mathis, and basically following the kids. It's supposed to be like some kind of reality based TV show, whatever. But it's been kind of in development for a couple years. We just trying to figure out, what route they want to go as far as what network or whatever they want to pick up with. So that's been in development, but that's gonna be dope because it's supposed to be like Supreme Griff, son from Supreme Team out of New York. I want to say uh, there's a couple other people. I can't even remember all the other names, but it's about maybe 7 kids in total that's going to be a part of this cast in this show, from my understanding. So I'm waiting to see how we're gonna do it too. Um,
Yo, that's crazy right there.
yeah, especially after this whole BMF thing, like you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Lil Meech, you know, he did his thing, so I feel like as far as putting that story out there, they did it. They did a good job. You know what I'm saying? They put it on the right platform, and you know what I'm saying. It was cool. It was good. They brought a lot of light up to Detroit. So now they want to hear more of these stories. They
Yeah.
want these real street stories. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is the perfect time to boom come with the Maserati Rick and Demetrius Holloway story. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, let's go down. They need, like you said, you come from the YBI area. They need to do a YBI story. You know what I'm saying? Let's tell these stories because
I've been waiting on
all
that,
these,
bro.
let's tell these stories because let's not let other people that's not even from Detroit and these people that's not even reaching out to these family members doing these stories on these people and they not, communicating, they not reaching out. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, that's another thing what made me want to take on the challenge of keeping this legacy going because we not about to let nobody else tell the story and mess the story up. Look what they did with the Tupac story, bro. Come on, man.
I mean,
How
I'm
did
gonna
you
be
mess
honest,
that
bro.
up?
Like
How
the
did y'all mess that up, bro?
I was disappointed in the BMF story too.
I
That's
am
just
too.
me.
Me too. I am too because it, they went over the top with that shit.
I mean, well, you know what? Like, first off, them niggas ain't Detroit.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna be honest.
They got
Um,
ran out of Detroit.
I mean, I don't know nothing about all that. I don't know the story
That's what
behind
it
that.
looked like. That's what it looked like. But
But
it is what
they
it
not
is.
Detroit. Not to say like niggas like Southwest. Well, Southwest is Detroit.
Right,
But
right.
Ecorse and those cities
That's
out there,
downriver. That's downriver.
them niggas did their thing.
Right.
And especially when I was growing up, we didn't even go out to Southwest. Like niggas in
Right,
the
yeah. Ain't
niggas that
nobody hanging
stayed in
out in Southwest.
Southwest stayed in Southwest.
They ain't come
And
across. Yeah.
no, like that was like another. That was a. If you think niggas didn't fuck with the East Side, niggas really didn't fuck with Southwest. I knew one person that used to fuck with Southwest. He lived around the block from me. Well, his peoples lived around the block from us, and he was the only nigga we knew in our neighborhood that ever went out there. And like he would go out there and stay. He had family
Word.
out there, and that's where he was hustling at. But
Southwest.
like for me, like McGraw Ave is just a much better representation. You know,
McGraw Ave, dope. I just was watching that. That's
yeah.
fire. They
And I
they
actually,
they killing it. I
they
just was
like,
watching the rest of that. They killing it, bro. They killing it.
oh, and because I had one of the directors, Thomas L. Harris,
Oh yeah, he.
2 weeks
I
ago.
worked. I was working with him on set one time. I ain't did like no work with him, but I watched him work. I watched him direct. I seen him get busy. He get busy.
Like I would, me personally, what I would like to see is not just a Maserati Rick story. Like I want to see the history of the game from Detroit's perspective in a movie, not a documentary, but
No,
like
yeah, this what we doing. So we're actually doing a 6 episode series.
okay,
So this is so it's not going to be like a feature film or whatever because I feel like the route that they went that route with the White Boy Rick story. They did a feature film.
yeah,
I feel like with the BMF they should have did a film first, then came and did the series and gave the backstory of the breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Um, but for this story, so what I'm working on, like I'm telling the story, but it's more so like I said, it's basically a 6 episode series. But to introduce the series, I will be telling the story coming from my perspective. Basically, I'm writing a
okay,
script
okay,
basically, and what I'm writing is basically I'm speaking through. I'm You know how on The Sopranos, he was talking to the therapist, so that's the
yeah,
angle I'm going, like a therapy session. This is why I'm here because of
everything that's
what
going on.
the dad, the trauma from that, even though I wasn't alive, it still affect everything in my life. You know, losing my brother, my mom, all that is uh stuff built up. It's gonna affect you in some type of way. So I feel like, we don't talk about that enough. Mental health, black people, we don't really,
Facts.
people, it's taboo. It's like a taboo
Man.
thing in our community. So I feel like black men, especially, I feel like that's a good angle to take and tell the story to understand why my parents. I ain't even trying to understand why they did what they did. That was the it. It didn't what it, I'm really understanding what the effects of that did to the kids, not just me. My, even my mother. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, you know, whatever she went through, I don't know what she went through, but it affected her in some form of fashion that it spilled onto her kids. You see what I'm saying?
This is me personally. This is how I think, and I can only speculate. But moms is probably feeling like I did 20 years for somebody else,
But
and
essentially, she was involved and she was a victim. And I said that because she was dealing with this dude. They was in a relationship at a point in time, just like she was dealing with my father. So she's always dealt with these type of guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really faulting her for that. What she attracted to, but let's take a step back. You got this around your kids. So is where your value placed that on this money or over here? Because it ain't like we
but
was.
from her perspective, what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, she's a woman, and a woman that has a man that she feels is going to protect her, and in doing
Provide and
so,
protect.
provide and protect. But
Because
when the shit hits the fan, most women under those circumstances probably assume that the guy who is the lead in the situation, whether or not she played a role, which oftentimes women do, but the guy is the lead in the situation, would take the brunt of the fall for her.
right.
And
Um.
so when that don't happen, and as much as he may say, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, and he may provide for, like you say, he was a stand up dude. He still handled things, while she was down. But at the end of the day, in her mind, I shouldn't be down. That nigga should be down. And so now it's like, okay, even you like a stray in the situation, an innocent
Right.
bystander that got caught, shot up.
Right. Yeah. That's what I
Because
said. She was a victim and she was involved because you get money. You know what's
yeah,
going on in this house. You not blind to the fact, and that was the whole thing. So it's like, you know, be real with yourself as a woman. You chose to this, just like my daddy and them chose that shit. They knew what they signed up for. You knew what you signed up for dealing with this dude, cause this ain't your first time around the block dealing with a guy like this. You see what I'm saying? So my mom was 41 when she went to prison. It wasn't like she was.
she wasn't no young chicken, no spring chicken.
Bro, oh my God, listen, you said the exact words I said in the interview the other day. I said she wasn't no spring chicken, bro. I swear I said that. When you go check out the Beat Factory 313 on YouTube, he interviewing Bush Jones on there, bro. He got motherfucking Logic Park on there. He got some because he really ran with my old dude in them back in the day. Juice. Shout out to Juice, the Beat Factory 313. Y'all go check that platform out. And he got Demetrius Holloway's son on there. Like you know what I'm saying? He was there, bro. And we disputing on the Eddie Jackson. We clearing up a lot of speculation and we putting the truth out there, man. You know what I'm saying? And we
Okay,
speaking
well,
from
I'm gonna let you go after this one question. What's
gotcha.
the biggest misrepresentation that you want to clear up?
Um the biggest misrepresentation, bro, like I it's I, it's nothing to really clear up because like I said, he signed up for that, and that was what he represented, the street lifestyle, bro. He lived how he went out how he lived. He was this big figure, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's like this. I feel like this. If he did what he did, so I didn't have to do it, and he made them sacrifices. You know whether he was right or wrong at the end of the day. Um, I don't look at it in a negative way. I can't look at it like that. Besides, he not here to see his kids and his grandkids, bro. Or Demetrius Holloway. These dudes is not here to see their kids and their grandkids grow up, great grandkids, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They not around to tell their own stories. You know. Um, it's always unfortunate when, what happens to the family after that. So
Man.
yeah, it ain't all cracked up being Maserati Rick Jr., bro. Like I'ma tell people that too, cause people be like, oh, they think it's all this and that, bro. No, man, it's a headache. Your family going through it is stress, is uh all type of stuff going on. You don't know if somebody want to do something to you, cause stuff that your parents was involved in, man. It get like that, bro. So like, it's a gift and a curse, but you just gotta take everything. I don't take nothing personal. This is what I had to learn, bro. I don't care who say what about my father or my mother. I don't take none of it personal because that's them. I wasn't there. I can't take it personal. This is
Mm-hmm.
somebody's opinion. This is somebody's perspective of another person, another grown person. Now I can't feel no type of way. I had to learn to take nothing personal when it come to that. Cause it can make you people crash out over stuff like that. So I take that, be more positive as far as looking at people's what they went through. And I had to learn to be sensitive, even with my mom coming home. Okay, she did go through that, and you know, but I don't feel no type of way. It's nothing negative. I always hear great stories. You know what I'm saying? Up, and it make me feel good to hear those good stories. So we're gonna keep Maserati Rick alive, and you know, it's crazy, bro. I even met somebody that did a school report on Maserati Rick. So like, if somebody can go to school and talk about this guy, it's some type of it's just different. Same thing with the BMF, man. Like, they got it's history. It's negative history tied to it, but it changed the whole city. That whole era. We trying to get the city back from the 80s, so it's coming back though. But yeah, I feel like if they could have had the chance to do better, bro, they would have did it. So I feel like us talking and people coming and they building their platforms and they telling the real stories and they trying to make something positive off of it. This is what they ain't dying in vain, bro. You know, whether it was a bad situation, they died for something bigger than just some drugs and some money. It's bigger than that. So that's my last words. It's bigger than the streets, and the streets don't love you back, man.
No, the streets don't love you back, bro. And,
They
and
love.
I,
They don't love you back.
my generation is the last generation to remember, at least for now, what 7 Mile used to look like. Everybody's lawn was manicured, green. Niggas wasn't no angels. Don't get me wrong, but like you had two-parent households. You had people, real jobs. You know, and like we saw. My neighborhood was a car thief neighborhood that turned
Look, my
into.
old dude was a car thief. He probably was stealing cars.
Hey, I
He
remember
started.
my niggas was like, Joe, you want to go out with us one night? I'm like, yeah, fuck it. So I go out. I'm not about that life, bro.
Say, nah,
I
I ain't.
like stealing was just not my thing, bro. Like
You was
I'm,
like, let me out the car.
I was
Let me
literally
out.
like, nigga, and they, you know what? To their credit, they never, it was never no nigga, you a bitch, you this and that. It was like, nigga, this
Right.
just ain't for you, nigga. Like I was a smart kid,
They
and
respected your like nah, bro. I ain't
yeah,
trying to be the.
yeah.
That's cool though.
And I think to
That's
a
cool.
certain extent, it was they was teaching me a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
So But I seen those same niggas go from stealing cars to selling work for particular individual. Like it was a hierarchy that developed in our neighborhood. These niggas at the top. These niggas is doing good, and other niggas is getting by.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm 51, if I go back to the neighborhood, first off, it looks like the whole shit exploded.
Baby.
Secondly, most of the niggas that was really doing it, it's horrible looking now.
Or they gone, or they on
Or
the
they dead.
drugs. Yeah, or they on the drugs that they was
Yeah,
selling.
yeah, man. It's just like man, ain't no retirement plan. That's what I'm gonna say on that one, bro. Yo, if there's anything possible I could do for you, man, please don't hesitate to let me know. And yo, inbox me because I want to get a hoodie and I want to get a coffee mug.
Okay,
Actually,
okay,
I want
yeah.
to get two coffee mugs. We collect coffee mugs over here.
That's okay, yeah, man. We got the Maserati Rick collection, man. We going to getting that merch out here, man.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm trying to get all the as far as like production of all these items. I'm still working out the specifics on that, but I know this is what I want to put and have available. Now the hoodies and you can get them available, but the mugs, none of that is in yet. I'm getting a lot of stuff done and made or whatever, so it's gonna take a little minute for the extra stuff that I want to do to get done and produced.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like the hoodies and stuff, like I said, I make and produce those myself. So
Okay,
just
I
like I
got you.
said, shoot me a message and then size whatever size color you want, and you
All
know what
right,
I'm saying. We could do it like that. And like I said, I ship out anywhere. And you
all
right
right.
there, so yeah, you gonna get
Yeah,
that mug in 2 days.
yeah, and actually, because I think I might be coming home Wednesday, because I do want to go see to this Danny Brown concert.
Okay, Danny Brown, Danny Brown. So you
Yeah.
probably heard of my homie Fat Ray then, Bruiser Brigade. He
Oh
be with
yeah, I
Danny
heard of the
Brown.
Bruiser Brigade. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my man's in them Fat Ray, man. Shout out to Fat Ray, dog. That's my guy, Fat Ray. What up?
Wait a
You know what I'm
minute.
saying?
Who? Wasn't he in the group with somebody? Another
Bruiser
guy?
Brigade.
No, no,
It's
no.
Fat. Yeah. Oh, don't give me the line, bro.
Oh,
Damn, I'm
cause this
surprised
the
Fat Ray ain't have. There's only
same
one
dude I'm
Fat
thinking
Ray.
about. He lost a lot of weight recently. Or was?
Uh.
Oh, you know what? That was the Fat Fathers. I think it was.
Oh, okay, Fat Father. Okay, Fat Father. I know him too. That's my homie. That's the homie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, man, let me get out of here, man. I
Oh yeah,
truly,
yeah,
truly
definitely,
appreciate,
man.
man, your time, your energy, and your wisdom.
Appreciate it,
Yo,
bro.
and hey, I'm hoping the best, man. We need to get this movie made because
Oh
I
yeah,
want to see
it's
some
in the
shit.
works.
Yeah,
Look, me too.
you know.
I want to
Anyway,
see it
man.
too.
On that note, man, I'm gonna let you go, bro, and you have a
Appreciate you,
phenomenal
bro.
day. No
You
doubt,
too,
man.
bro. Have a good one, man. All
Man,
right, peace, bro.
definitely enjoyed the conversation.
Likewise, likewise, man.
No doubt. I'll holler at you.
All right, peace, bro.
Peace. Yo, y'all already know, man, how we get down over this way, man. That's very, very. And what I want people to know, man, is that, and what I just to reiterate what I said earlier about, like it's all that glitters ain't gold, basically. The lifestyle, the peaks and the valleys of the lifestyle of the hustle is just too much. The peaks is phenomenal if you get there. First and foremost, most people that sell dope don't make it to Maserati Rick level. They don't even come close. But a lot of those people that don't even come close still suffer some of the same consequences. And please, 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 think about your kids. That man basically had to grow up without, basically that man grew up without his father. Then had to watch his mama do 20 years. It ain't worth it. Anyway, on that note, man, I'm out. Yo, I got Cam coming on, the West Coast legend, November the 27th. And then who do I got? I got Tim Sumter coming on the 30th. Hold on. Let me get the whole little situation. Oh yeah, we got Q of William Palmer. I don't know how to pronounce it. Hami, I think it's Hami clothing. Uh, Very elite black owned clothing line. And Tim Sumter coming on the 30th of this month. Q will be on at 5 o'clock and Tim will be on at 7 o'clock. And then December 7th, the first week in December, we got Courtney Bell, one of the dopest MCs in Detroit, and then we got Blitz from BK, a brother that swims with fucking sharks. Man, come on, man. And you know what? The 14th, let's go as far as the 14th, and we'll talk about the rest later. We got Bazaar from D12 coming on at 5 o'clock, and then we got Loose Cannon coming on at 7 o'clock. Come on, bro. You might be working, but you ain't working as hard as us, man. We only doing legends only. This is Jobs. This has been another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You see the IG, you see the YouTube. Holla at me. I'm out.